Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, my MGTOW brethren, wherever you may be on this rock. Anywho, uh, decided before I leave for my job for 5 days to throw up a little video. Went to the auto parts store today and got some Plastigage. So we're gonna try and see what those bearings in the Conrod big ends, see what they actually measure, hopefully with these. I only have, let's see, in this set it's I think 1 thou to 3 thou on the green, and then on the red it's 2 thou to 6 thou. So they feel big, so I guess I don't know, I'll try the green first, see what we get. Maybe that's how they're supposed to feel. And if you've never used Plastigage before, there's probably tons of videos on YouTube about it, but we're going to make another one because we're trying to figure this car out. So I get the GoPro out and see what the hell is going on. See if we could get a measurement off these. Hopefully it's good. We can put it back together when we come back from our business trip. And because we're waiting on parts to show up. It said on my email they were shipped today, so they should get here within about 3 days. And hopefully we'll have her back together and get a video of her running soon. So we'll see. Get her out of the garage and use her as the daily. We'll see. Anyway, I'll get the GoPro out and we'll be back.
Alright guys, so here we are right underneath the car. I torqued these caps down the other day, see if they weren't to torque and if that would take out this right here, this slop side to side. It didn't, of course. So to do the Plastigage, what we have to do is remove the bearing caps first. So I'm just going to do one and then we'll go to the bench and we'll show you how that's done. So we'll get this one off and then we'll go back to the bench with the camera and show you what's up. Hopefully these caps won't be a bear to get off like they were the last time. Now it's good to undo all four and Plastigage them all and get an average, see where all your measurements are at as opposed to what they should be. And you know, I never know. They could, like I said, that's how much slop they might supposed to have. So we'll see. I need to get some more tools, get the cap off. Okay, guys. And of course, when you get underneath the car, that's when all your text messages come through. People bothering you. That's just how it goes. They should put a little bolt hole right here to pull them out. It's so much easier. She's tiggly wiggly, but not wanting to come. Oh, I used pliers last time. That's right. Let's try that again. Alright guys, we got our pliers out. This is how we did it the last time. I forgot all about it. Okay, pop it open, little half a turn. Look at that, like a glove, popped right off. Alright, so it looks like the oil hole is right here, the lubrication hole, so we'll have to offset our Plastigage in this. So we'll take you to the bench, get the Plastigage, we'll offset it over here somewhere, who knows, but we'll figure it out. Hopefully it doesn't roll down the bearing. But here's the bearing cap, take you to the bench, show you what we gotta do. Alright guys, so here's our Plastigage, here's our cap. Let me take these gloves off so we can do this easier. Alright, so on this face right here, the bearing cap, right here, this is our bearings in here. And then this is the bearing cap. So the Plastigage I have millimeter side. Since we're, so I don't know if you let me get this in camera. 1 thou to 3 thou is green, and then red is, you can see that, 2 thou to 6 thou. So we've talked about that before. If you take an inch and chop it into 1,000 pieces, that's what that indicates. So that's one of those 1,000 pieces. That's 3 of those 1,000 pieces. That's 2, and that's 6. So that gap to me felt kind of wide, but I'll start with the thin stuff, see how it works out. So let's get some of this out of here. I haven't used Plastigage in a minute. Where's it end? Let's see, it goes all the way to the end. So what we'll do is we'll measure. We'll just use the lines. See, these lines, we'll show you later what these lines, all these different size lines mean. Right now, we're just measuring how wide we need it. So we need it about in the middle of that green one. So we give it a cut like this. There. Now we got a piece of Plastigage in there. Peel that open. Let's see if I can get this open. You see right there, gentlemen, I don't know if you can see that little green thing on there. Let me look in the camera window. Right on there, that green thing is the Plastigage. So we'll take it, and here's our bearing cap. Let me see where front and back is. So that's towards the front of the engine like this. You move our lamp. Whew, that's warm. Forgot how hot that thing gets. That's why we wear hoodies here in Michigan, so we can touch things that are hot. Okay. That might work for a minute. So now, if you can see the Plastigage on there, we just set it in there just like that. Kind of line it up. There. I don't know if you can see that, gentlemen. Okay. See that line across there? That's our Plastigage. I'm tipping it up. It seems to stick. So let me go set it back in there. Alright guys, so we have the Plastigage on our bearing cap. We're going to install that now. And then we put the Plastigage on the bearing cap off to the side so we can get a decent reading. So what we'll do is put this back on. Come on. Where are you now? There it is. Okay. There's that. So now the Plastigage is trapped between the crankshaft journal and the bearing surface that's in there. And we'll take both nuts and put them back on, torque them down, and then take them back off. And what the Plastigage will do is crush down. Hopefully it stayed center across there, or center enough. And my torque wrench is already set. I had it set from yesterday. I'm just switching out bits. Alright, so let's try this out. So the initial torque is 15 or so, 18 I think it was. Let me turn this around, it'll be easier for me. There we go. You want to kind of do them a little even so they don't get all messed up. Okay, that one's a little snug. I'll be really quiet and we'll get this one snugged up. If we're really quiet, you should be able to hear my torque wrench go ting, and that's the initial torque setting. You hear that ting? We'll do it one more time because we got to do this one, and then we'll do the second torque setting. And there was the initial torque setting. So now we have to go to the second torque setting to get our reading for the Plastigage. So it says 70 degrees. It's kind of hard to get that. I go to 90. So here we go. And that's about 70-ish. And then let me turn them back a little tiny bit. There. Now that's at torque, where it should be when it's running in the engine, guys. So now to take your measurement, I get out my breaker bar and switch back to my breaker bar. I know this is a lot of work, guys, but it's peace of mind for me. And you break them loose. There's the other. So these should be free. We can spin these out. One. Dos. Alright. Give it a little whack. Well, we better not give it a little whack with the hammer. I don't know how that'll affect the Plastigage. Let me just give it a little snug on these. Alright. A little crooked on the Plastigage. We might have to take another reading. We shall see, guys. We shall see. Alright, back off to the bench and we'll show you what we got. Alright, so we're back on the bench. And we used green, which is our 1 thou to 3 thou. So I don't know if you guys will be able to see that Plastigage. There we go. You see that line across there? That's the Plastigage. When you take it down to torque, it gets squished in between the two. So now, let's see. Take our tape that it came in. This is a whole long strip of Plastigage. So that's millimeter. Flip it over. 1 thou to 3 thou side. So you take, I don't know if you could see on here. Let's see. If you could see the measurements. I don't know if you could see that. So what you do is, I'll try and keep the shadows away. Let's see. How could we do that? There we go. We'll hold it like this. Let's put it on a box. Move this shit over. Move this gear out of the way so you guys can see. There. That holds it up. We can do both hands. So right here is the Plastigage. Hopefully you guys can see that. And then you just line up these colored lines with it. And it looks to be about I don't know if it's because we're at an angular measurement, but the wide, maybe 2 thou at the most. Let's twist that in there like this. So you put these lines right here with the corresponding, and you just measure the width with these lines. So let's see. So we're at the green one, maybe a little more. So we're getting 1 thou, 2 thousandths. Clearance is supposed to be, I wrote it down. Let's go over here and get our Bibles out here. Car Bibles, not regular Bibles. Bibles. We have the clearance, big end bearing running clearance is 7/10 to 2.5 thousandths. So 7/10. So if you take one of those 1,000 pieces in an inch, and you further divide that up. So you take an inch and divide it in 1,000. Take one of those 1,000 and divide it into 10. That would be 0.0007 for our smallest, and then 2.5 thousandths for our biggest. So we're in spec. This is a beautiful thing. We don't have to buy bearings yet. We'll get a measurement on each one, but cap number 3 is in spec. So we're gonna write that down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cap number 3. And what did we say that was? Let's get one more measurement here. Yeah, we're at like 2,000 because it's at this green line. Let's see if we could do this without getting shadows and you can see. See how the widest part is as wide as the strip. I wish I could zoom in a little more for you guys to see, but we're at about 2,000. So 0.002. So that's a little peace of mind for you guys, that we don't need to get bearings if you were worried about it watching the videos.
So gentlemen, that's how we use Plastigage. I'll go through and check all the rest, make sure they're within tolerance or really close to tolerance. It seems like that, you know, that all that tolerance is for so your oil can travel through those journals and keep them lubricated. I mean, if it was exact size, of course it wouldn't spin at all, and your motor would be locked up or whatever would happen, you know. But I'm gonna go through, and the process is pretty much the same for all the rest of them. So I'll go through and check them, because it doesn't but take a minute. The hardest part about it is getting the engine to turn over so I can get to the other ones to check and see if those are in tolerance as well. And the only reason that's hard is because we don't have the balance pulley on, or the harmonic balancer pulley on, with the big nut that we can get on with our tools to turn. So I have to get creative to turn the engine. Yesterday when I was torquing them down, I just took a jack on the counterweight part of the flywheel and just started jacking it up, and that turned the engine slowly and bring down those caps where you saw. So I'll go play with that, check all the tolerances, and I'm looking at it because they all felt about the same with their slot back and forth. So it looks like they'll all be pretty much within tolerance. Like I said, plus or minus a couple. Like if we get, say, +3, +4, I'm okay with that, because the oil that I use, the oil I bought to put into the car is just cheapy. I bought a 5W20, and that's just for a 400 or 500 mile clean out, because, you know, who knows what's been in this engine, blah blah blah. We all know that. So we'll change the oil after about 400 or 500 miles. And then what I like to use, 5W30 full sin high mileage. I'm not really preferential to a brand, just whatever the box stores have on sale as a package for oil and filter. And then once we do that, we can once we get those torqued down, we can finish cleaning up the oil pan and all those components, get it sealed up. Once our parts come while we're gone to work down in Detroit, We'll get back, throw the oil pump back in, put the SERP belt back on, and that should be about it. So we're getting really close with her. Getting really close with her. Anyway, guys, I'm going to go and check the tolerances on all the rest of these, and stay safe out there. And if you have any questions on how to use the Plastigage, or if you'd like a little slice of it, let me know. I can mail it to you. It's not that big a deal. I can cut off like an inch or two of each color and let you try it out on something. I don't know if you have anything to try it out on. So guys, here's what we got for our measurements. I don't know if you could read these. Got 2 thou on the first cap, 1.5 thou to 2 thou on the second cap. Third cap is 2 thou, and the fourth cap I didn't do because I couldn't get it off, so I'm satisfied with that. They're all within tolerance. Like I said, the tolerance is 7/10 to 2.5 thou. So we're intolerant. So we're gonna clean off the flange for the oil pan, and we're gonna try and put that back on before we leave. And as always, car love, guys.